On any given night, there are more than 200 homeless children in Monmouth County. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is Shanna Goldstein. She's Executive Director of Family Promise of Monmouth County. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
When we hear a number like that, 200 homeless children on any given night, that obviously means there are many more homeless individuals and families in Monmouth County. It's hard to believe. We often think of Monmouth County as an affluent area, but talk to us a little bit about some of the reasons behind these numbers of homeless people.
Well, every year we're required by the federal government to count the number of homeless people there are in the county. And we usually do that. It's always that last Wednesday in January. And that's how we get the statistical number of over 200 children. And the reasons that are given on that survey when we ask them what led to their homeless situation, the number one reason is the lack of affordable housing. As you said, Monmouth County is an affluent county, and the housing prices are very expensive. So if you're making minimum wage, even $10 or $12 an hour, it's very hard to afford rent in Monmouth County. There was a study done that said you'd have to work at minimum wage 120 hours a week to afford the fair market rent, which is around $12.50 a month for a two-bedroom in Monmouth County. So the families we're working with, the families that are homeless, just cannot afford the housing in Monmouth County. And then we're seeing a huge increase in the number of people that are unemployed and long-term unemployed because they only have basic skills, and the job market is so, everyone's fighting for a job right now that they're not getting one. So they're unemployed, losing their unemployment benefits, and they're really been struggling for a long period of time. So
let's focus on these families and how you're working with them in order for them to find employment, to find housing. Talk to us about how the model works for your program, because you work with host congregations throughout the county. Give us an idea as to how they work with families.
Well, Family Promise is a unique model. It's not a traditional shelter like you see on TV where everybody's in one big room lying on cots. We only can house 5 families or up to 14 people at a time, and that's because we really provide intensive services to them while they're with us. The families spend the day at our day center, which is located in Middletown, and we have a case manager that works with them on life skills, budgeting, job readiness skills, writing a resume, anything you would think that they need to become independent. And then in the evening at 6 o'clock at night, they go to a host congregation. We have 11 host congregations throughout the county that host our families together, provide dinner, and the guests sleep overnight. And at that congregation, they really get the chance to bond with these volunteers, and these volunteers are resources. They can provide them with legal information, hints on where to find a job, all sorts of different information that they would not otherwise get just from me and my case manager at the shelter, but these are more people that are giving them their connections and helping them out in the community.
What about the children who participate in the program? What does this mean for them in terms of stability?
Well, it's very difficult, but one of the great things is that they do get to stay in the same school district that they were at before they became homeless, and that's a federal law. And the school districts in Monmouth County have been wonderful. They've never given us a hard time about picking the kids up in Middletown and bringing them to whatever school district they're at. And we just try to provide some sort of structure for them because they are meeting a lot of people while they're with us because of all the volunteers. But we provide structure. We have, in the afternoon when they get home from school, we have like homework hour. They have access to a computer. We provide tutors if they need tutors. We get them involved in after-school activities. We have kids do cheerleading, basketball, art, go to art classes, anything that we think will help with their self-esteem. And it's actually pretty amazing because recently we've had a couple kids that have gone like Student of the Month, honor roll. They manage to do really well because they do have this loving, caring network around them.
So seeing some success with some of these students, but we just have a short time left, but long term, what do you see in terms of success with families who participate?
Because of the intensive case management, we do have a pretty good success rate. We have 8 out of 10 families move on to permanent housing. We're able to work with them really on finding housing that is affordable. We have some connections with some landlords and some other agencies so we can find them affordable housing so they don't get back in this situation. Our whole goal is that they remain independent and self-sufficient.
And you're always looking for volunteers to participate.
Our network, we only have 3 full-time staff. We rely a lot on volunteers. We have over 1,400 volunteers. We always are looking for more.
Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
We've been talking with Shanna Goldstein. I'm Jill Horner.